Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE NITE, which means of course some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then look no further than joining said Discord group, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars. All that stuff is fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode, and let's get ourselves started. So let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today, as I will, in the meantime, jump into said Discord server. Huzzah. Okay. I am ready to go. So let me know if there's anyone who would like to jump in here. Or, for that matter, if there's anything we'd like to see for our first match, although maybe we get the people sorted out first, and then we'll work out the details for what the first match will entail. It's been a little while, of course, as... Now, granted, I'm losing track of the weeks a little bit, but wasn't it last week that I was unavailable? So it's been a little while longer since we had our last RITE NITE, and so maybe you guys have been scheming things up in the meantime. You have a bunch of devious and ingenious requests for what we should do today, but that remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. I mean, I hope so. I hope that's the case. Also, technically speaking, I might have a small surprise for you. I mean, I don't really want to hype it up that much, because I'll be honest, it's not that big of a deal. But there is something. It's pretty minor. What's up, iRotor? How's it going? How are you?
What up?
Is that Failer?
Doing good.
How goes it? Nice. Okay, so we have Failers in Discord, so I take that to mean, Failer, you're ready to get us started today? Does that work for you?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, and it looks like Anor... we have several people talking in chat, but it looks like Anor's the first to actually say she's available to play. So I think that means Anor has first dibs on the other spot we have here. Let me just get Steam Friends going. Anor has called dibs. Confirmed. Failer and Anor have both called dibs. I'm sorry if anyone else wanted in, you're just gonna have to wait. You did not call dibs. It's a big mistake. Big mistake. Everyone knows, first thing you have to do is call dibs. Core can join and be the player 3 spectator. Oh no, I'm pretty sure that... Hold on, let's double check. I'm pretty sure that one of the people in here is almost certainly player 3. Let's see. No! Oh wait, I have a controller plugged in. Wait, that's gonna mess things up. It's gonna skew the results. Just you wait. Someone will be player 3. Assuming Anor is gonna have a controller and not play mouse keyboard, which maybe she is playing mouse keyboard, in which case we might not have a player 3. But we'll see. Point being, player 3 is probably already accounted for here, Core. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to be player 5. But Lids, what about player 4? No, there's no player 4. Don't be ridiculous. And if one of you two, Failer and Anor, could just confirm who is player 1 and who is player 2. Anor, are you going keyboard mouse or... Okay, there we go. Take this to mean Anor is player 1 and Failer is player 2 by the looks of things. I take this to mean that those are the triumvirates you are looking to use as well. One moment. This would be... That is caps lock. Anor. This will be... Failer. We will have... the... Nightwings, and we will have the Fate. Okay. Anor is player 3. See what I mean? Hold on, we need confirmation about this. We need confirmation about this. Anor is in fact player 3. I'm sorry, Core. Anor called dibs. Anor called dibs. All right. So, is there anything we're looking for this first match today, or are we gonna keep it simple and just give us all a chance to ease into things a little bit before we go too crazy? Well, I mean, as soon as I said that and I knew that Anor was in, I was pretty sure that this was what was going to come next. I was pretty sure. I didn't want to say anything. But Anor has turned Customize off, which of course means Randomize, Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans. Won't even get to see what those things are. Just going to get thrown straight into the action here. So in that case, we could do an arena. We could do a song if those things are of interest. Oh, we should turn Sermon Intro on for the first one, I suppose. But it looks like that might be all as Phaler tries to sneak in the ability to customize his team. No, Phaler! Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Hark, exiles.
Oh,
You are gathered at the Isle of Kaelma.
that'll be a chaotic way to start things
Have
off.
you the fortitude required to prevail? Know that the scribes themselves are watching. Night wings, stand prepared.
All right, let's see what we end up with here for Anor.
Fate, stand prepared.
It is Snadra, a crone, and a worm. For Phaler, it is also Snadra, a harp, and a sap. Okay, so it's a Snadra showdown to lead things off here. Here is Snadra for Anor. She's blocked. Phaler nearly able to shield. Oh, Snadra shoulder smashed one of the defenders, but then did still get banished. Phaler with his Snadra. Ooh, and Anor has 2 exiles just hanging out next to Phaler's Pyre. So Phaler needs to be careful here. Because if Anor is quick here, she has, well, first of all, an uncontested opportunity. So she had time to go for 25 damage with the crone. Didn't even need to pass it over to her worm that was hanging out next to the Pyre. So Anor off to a fast start here. But here comes Phaler. Makes it in for 20 with his harp. No prayer beads on Pamitha, though. She is now gone for this round. Phaler with Palmas. Banished. Haven't learned much yet about the talismans, I don't think. Have we seen any confirmation whatsoever? Learned a little bit about the masteries, of course. But definitely still some mysteries remain that we have yet to unravel. Anor checking for the salute on her worm, did not have it, and in the meantime, here comes Phaler. No prayer beads on Snadra either, so now Snadra gone for Phaler. Milda banished. Pamitha for Phaler. Elusive. Makes it in. And just Palmas back defensively for Phaler now. Anor trying to apply some pressure, but Phaler has won it back. Oh, and he has Shooting Star. He does have Shooting Star on his sap, and those are slow throws, but they do have a lot of range. So we'll have to see if Phaler can find a way to put that to use here. Snadra down. Udmilda brings back Anor Snadra. Snadra trying to bring Udmilda back, but she gets banished. That leaves just Lady River for Anor, but here is Lady River. Pinned in the corner, but brings back Snadra right next to the Pyre, and suddenly, a reversal. Anor goes from having almost no exiles to suddenly being the only team with exiles, and scores with Udmilda there. But Phaler not giving up yet. Plunges for 20 with Snadra.
Perhaps the scribes are favoring the fate.
Udmilda. Banished. Lady River brings back Snadra. Snadra trying to get to Udmilda here, and does. Udmilda close, but not quite. Phaler now is Snadraless, but can he get the job done with Pamitha and Palmas? Not this time. Oh, Bright Wisp on Pamitha, so she automatically passes the orb over to Palmas. It's a couple of times when Phaler has thrown the orb into his Pyre deliberately with Palmas, which has the orb bounce out kind of unpredictably. I don't know if that actually will activate the Vanishing Throws that Phaler has on his Sap Talisman. That would be interesting, because that could be a way to functionally drastically increase the range on his Vanishing Throw capabilities. But I'm not sure if it works. That might be the reason for it, though. But here's Anor plunging for 30, and suddenly we have ourselves quite the close match here. One score, potentially all that Anor needs, but Phaler, with his Sap, might have Rekindling. Anor, just enough Pyre Life that Phaler shouldn't be able to finish this with one score unless he has some unexpected sources of additional damage. But after that plunge from Snadra, suddenly one score would be enough for Phaler, unless, as I was saying, since we've not seen that many talismans, there's a decent chance that somebody has an unexpected right light here for some 20 Rekindling. Anor was checking for the Crone Salute to see if she could transform all of Phaler's exiles into defenseless howlers. Did not have it, though. That could have been just about a guaranteed win, again, barring some unexpected Rekindling here. Some back and forth in front of Anor's Pyre. This is not where she wants that to be taking place, though, because if Phaler gets a little bit of time, he can plunge in for the win.
A victory so narrowly achieved,
GG.
and thus more glorious.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, so let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we'll set ourselves back to our defaults. Of course, if there isn't anything in particular we have in mind, we can just have the two players take whatever they want here. That always works. And perhaps that's what we'll go with on this occasion.
The Night Wings shall take on the fate. Welcome.
Alright, so
Who shall conduct the
no
rites?
requests for this one, so it is up to you to select whatever you'd like here. No restrictions whatsoever. Perhaps Anor has noticed the little difference. It's a little, yeah, and now you're noticing one of the first things I noticed as well. It's a little unintuitive switching to those characters. You can still get to them, but it's a little bit different the way that you navigate to them. What are you talking about, iRotor? I don't know what you're talking about. So Nor went with a, Speedy Crone in the first spot. The plus side is, of course, well, I guess maybe. Oh, and also that's the other thing. So there we go. We have the scribe snuffs to reset masteries in case people really wanted a specific exile and accidentally took the wrong thing mastery-wise. They can reset stuff there. The other thing is the position of the modded exiles, which previously were down in the bottom right corner and kind of blocked to a certain extent by the talisman menu. Now they are more or less connected to, or they are connected to the other exiles, so it should be much easier to navigate and click on the correct thing and not accidentally change the talisman page when you meant to click on one of the modded exiles, which was something that used to happen quite a bit. So hopefully it just makes matters a little bit easier when you're setting up your team. So again, not a huge thing, but hopefully it's just a little convenience that we have now.
Rookie.
Phaler leads with Rookie. And the little oddity that I was referring to is I had assumed that, like, Anor, if you navigate over to either Manly or Udmilda, I had assumed that if you just click on the side button, that it would then go to the modded exiles, but it doesn't. It goes over to... It loops back around to Snadra after Manly, so it just takes a little bit of getting used to, you know, getting over to the modded exiles if you do want to do them when you're using just arrow keys or, you know, the analog stick, what have you. But that's not a big deal. Yeah, and it's not like that's wrong, per se. It's just that it takes a little bit of, you know, in case you assumed that that was the case. So Phaler helped me install this, but Phaler says it's a roomie who did it all? Okay, well in that case, well, thank you to Phaler for helping me figure out how to install this stuff, and also thank you to roomie for making this stuff happen. Yeah, and, you know, I mean, I think this looks nice, because they fit fairly cleanly here. There's one exile that gets cut off in the top right corner there. But otherwise, I still think that's definitely much, and it's Palmas, sorry Palmas, but otherwise I think it is still much cleaner than having the modded exiles in that bottom right corner, because as we were saying before, that can get blocked by the talisman menu, and also if you want to check over to your opponent's team by clicking on the opposing sigil, then sometimes you would accidentally click on something else when you're doing that as well. So I think overall it should be, you know, again, it's not like it's a game changer, but hopefully it should be kind of convenient. Yeah, so there you see. You'll get the option to reset your masters. Now, for what it's worth, after you do that, you are required to immediately reset all 4 of your masteries. So again, that's just a little thing that takes a bit of getting used to is, alright, you know, you now have to click on all that stuff. Can you, I guess you could switch exiles. I don't know if it allows you to switch exiles mid-talisman respecking. I thought that it kind of blocked everything else out, but again, you know, we can work through the finer details and get used to it and what have you, but hopefully overall, just a nice little quality of life improvement. Alright, as Nora goes for Prayer Beads Pamitha. Now, of course, Phaler has gone for 2 curs here. Does he complete the trifecta? No. He goes instead for Raji, the imp. And here we go. Oh, wow. Somehow, Phaler snuck through there, just barely avoiding multiple defenders. And that is a quick Dalbert. But the stunning claim will freeze everyone, and might have had the briefest of moments when Bertrand was the only exile that could move, but for the most part, just slowed people down, and at least got Bertrand back on the field for Anor. And now Anor is stuck with just Gilman. Phaler, once again with Dalbert. This time, though, gets stopped a little bit short. Pamitha makes it through, and I believe Anor took prayer beads on her. So yep, she is back. And Bertrand follows up with a 25 damage plunge. Now she did not have prayer beads, of course, so she is gone, and that means a little bit more room for one of Phaler's curves to make it through. That time, not Dalbert, but Ruki. Pamitha switches. Oh, and the Astral Eye means a little bit of extra damage from Gilman's plunge there. And Bertrand stopped before she can make it through. Pamitha banished, and now Anor defenseless. So time for Phaler.
Glorious.
He walks that one in for 20.
The orb is taken.
But Bertrand's back. And that means Phaler is hanging on with two Pyre life.
A stifled effort.
Dalbert, he's back at it. And that means one more score is all that Phaler needs here. So even if Anor has more Pyre life, it may not make that much of a difference.
Ouch.
Titan Tooth,
Good.
but Anor still able to get it. Here with Bertrude once more, but stopped. Dalbert. And he sneaks in for the win.
The fate prevailed.
GG.
Perhaps a stroke of fortune ought to be thanked.
Well played, you
The
two.
ceremony is complete.
All right, let's head on back
Until the next rite.
and let us know if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Alright, Anor is choosing exiles. Oh! Not gonna lie. I saw the exiles. I didn't see the talismans. Before first thing I saw after that was the bot time, but I read it as boat time. Very different. Very different. But you did say bot. You did not say boat. I mean, we could also make it boat time. That's a different thing, though. What does matter is we should take a look at what we have from our... Whoop, where'd it go? Discord? Where did I just drag you over to? There you are. What do we get from the stuffs? Okay, so Phaler has gone first. It is Stowaway with Tailwind Crest. It is Tamitha with Kerfang. And it is Orlek with Jomir's Fang. Bot is having a little bit of trouble with math. I think you need to do three times. You know, it's the magic number and all. Or maybe if I'm the third person to do that. Come on, you have to do it now. No, come on. You have to do it after the third time. Bot is rebelling. It's gotten too smart. It's rebelling against us. Here we go. It's just taking a break. You know, it might be responding to Phaler and no one else. It's so if we take this to mean that's Phaler's team and this is Anor's team, or you know, maybe he's the scribe, I suppose so. It's Volfred with Blackheart. Had to be a cursed talisman, I suppose. Lendl with Fairy Spirit, and Vorfrit with Tailwind Crest. Okay. And and there was all this talk about the boat as well. And Anor says, you know what? We can make it a boat, right? We can do that too. All right. So in that case, we'll lock in the boat. Anor, do you want us to use those exiles in the order they appeared in Discord? Or can people mix and match in whatever order they want? I mean, obviously, you're still pairing that exile with that specific talisman, but, you know, like, Phaler had Orlek listed last, I think, but could he put Orlek first if he wanted to? You can mix and match? Okay. Or maybe reorder is a better way to phrase, since mix and match implies that you can switch the exiles and or exiles and talismans. Okay, so that should cover just about any and everything, unless we want to do a song for this. I don't know if there's a song that best suits this situation. Yes, okay, so reordering is fine. Reordering is fine. Not seeing any songs, so I think we'll just jump in then. So it's a boat, right? Combined with some additional chaos. Oh, did I? Hold on just a second. Quick question. Is the stream currently just a black screen with Phaler and Anor's name and some sigils on it? Is that currently what the stream looks like? Yes. Ah. Okay. You see, at one point in time, you may recall my saying that I dragged Discord over somewhere and couldn't find where I dragged Discord. That's because I didn't drag Discord. I accidentally dragged the screen, or the portion of the screen that is displayed for the stream. Can I show it here? Hold on. I'm explaining this poorly. This is the streaming software. I accidentally dragged the screen over there. Which is why you can't see it, because this is the viewable pane. So one moment while I fix that. I think there's an option to just center it. Let's see. There. Should be back now, right? It's Discord at the moment, of course, but once I tab back in, now it should be fine, right? It was all just a misclick. A bad misclick at that. I did not realize that I had done that. Now it should be fine. We had 2 Tailwind crests, didn't we? I think both players got one. And that is generally a good talisman for enhancing the boat magic. So both players leading with that Tailwind crest character. Be interesting to see to what extent they embrace that chaos. I did not remember that Anor had Vids Palether. More that she didn't have a demon, but I think... Doesn't Phaler have Orlek as well? So don't both players have a demon on the boat? So at first I thought, you know, it's maybe not the best setup for the boat, but a couple of Tailwind crests, a couple of demons. And that's not bad. Wait, and Phaler got the extra hope on Orlek as well? I mean... Maybe not always the first choice, but it does make a pretty big difference on Orlek. So it's certainly not bad. Now, that being said... Cursed talismans, maybe those are bad.
Oh, it's Black Heart, not Black Hoof.
Was it the heart? I was gonna say the hoof maybe isn't that bad for Volfred if you use him mostly from a defensive or in a defensive role. Well, I mean, we might get a sap howler at some point. How how does Anor choose to build around this? I mean, I don't wanna influence the right too much, but I'm just saying, if you can score on the boat with a sap howler, that would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty cool. Now that leaves the final one for Phaler, which is Tamitha with the Kerfang. All right, and here we go. Oh, and Phaler did take the Savage Salute, but did get banished in the process. But this is what I mean. We have 2 demons. Can't complain about that on the boat. We have 2 Tailwind Crests. Can't complain about that either. So not a bad setup, despite the players not having chosen the key components of their teams. But Phaler gets us started with an Orlek Plunge. He's out for this round. But now Phaler still able to plunge despite being 1 character down, this time for 20 with the Stowaway. Now she's out for this round. Tamitha, blocked. Anor, whoa, interesting boat magic that time round for Viz Paleth. Vorfrith, little extra boost there from the boat magic. Not that dramatic, but you never know, that might have been a difference maker. Stowaway, knocked back. Ooh, but a snipe from her. Blocked. Gets rid of the defender, though, and suddenly there's no one to stop her. So she'll throw this one in for 20. Stowaway teleports again. Tries to jump this one in. Oh, and I don't think that was what Anor was expecting for Phaler to do, and so able to sneak in for a 20 damage score with the Stowaway there. Anor nearly sneaking in with Vorfrith, though. Phaler now with Orlek, got a little bit of extra airtime there, but it was not enough to make a difference. Tamitha. Oh, and she nearly had a clean alleyway straight to the Pyre. Not a lot of resistance until the last second there. Well shielded, though, to protect Vorfrith, who has just enough time to get off a 29 damage throw, 1 off the maximum. We'll have to see if that 1 point makes a difference later on. Here comes Orlek once again. He's blocked, but he banishes all of the defenders. And it'll be a while until they come back, so Phaler has time to throw that one in for the full 25. And that drops Anor down to 25. Which means 1 score, potentially all Phaler needs here. I don't recall whether Anor took any rekindling on Volfred. It is possible. Now, Stowaway does not have enough damage. Oh, but look at this. There's some Fairy Spirit action, some serious potential here for infinite stamina on Anor's demon. But unfortunately for her, that demon got banished fairly quickly and couldn't do much with that opportunity. Oh, and I forgot the Kerfang. The extra damage there, and Anor absolutely took the rekindling, 50 rekindling at that. And here she comes with a 30 damage plunge from Vorfrith.
The fates seem to be falling behind.
But Phaler quickly answers with 20 damage from the Stowaway.
A show of strength from the Nightwing's opponents.
Demon versus demon. Anor wins out. Vids Paleth unable to avoid banishment, and somehow Anor got all of her exiles banished there. Vorfrith with a dramatic return. Oh! Orlek said, "Where are the defenders? Because I don't see any. Certainly not at that altitude." Vorfrith, oh, an opening here! Plunges for 30, and suddenly, we have ourselves a 1-score game. And Nor with no Vorfrit, so disadvantage there, but it won't matter. She makes it in with Vizpaleth to take the win.
Wings prevail. Or you could
GG.
say they managed to avoid defeat. The rite is ended.
All right, well played, you two.
Until the stars align.
Let's head on back and let us know if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. We'll reset the arena, unless there's a specific place that you would like us to go for the next one. Core says we ought to go to the Nest of Triesta. Okay. And Skydance, okay, so very much a harp theme for this one. Anything else to that? Just the arena, just the song, or are we locking in some harp exiles as well to round things out? Or is this just a, alright players, take the hint? Well, not seeing any other requests to accompany the harp-themed song and arena, so maybe that is all, and in that case it would be up to the players to decide if they want to go anywhere with that, or if it is a mere coincidence that we have some commonalities between the arena and the song.
The Night Wings shall confront the fate. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So no requests affecting your team composition here. That is entirely up to you. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So we were talking about how hopefully the new menus make it a little bit easier to avoid accidentally clicking on an exile when you meant to click on a talisman and vice versa, but there's one exile who is still hidden / overlapping with the menu, and that is Palmas. And I think that is what happened for Nor there is Star Splinter and Palmas are roughly aligned. Oh, Phaler trying to find a workaround, which unfortunately did not work on that occasion. I mean, if you really were concerned about, I mean, obviously I'm not the person doing these inputs here, so I don't know if it is truly impossible to select the Star Splinter without clicking on Palmas, but I would think by, yeah, using some arrow keys and whatnot to change which exile you're selecting, or just moving the Star Splinter to a different spot in the talisman page, so that it no longer is on top of Palmas's picture. That could also be a workaround. But yeah, I don't know how difficult it is to click on the talisman without clicking on Palmas. Alright, well, Phaler goes for the prayer beads on Bertrude, and I believe he took that crone salute, which means he can transform all of Anor's exiles into defenseless howlers once during this match, functionally giving Phaler one free opportunity to score. Yes. Power casting Headwind. Final selection there for Nor. Baylor will go Tailwind Crest, or rather, Web Lanthorn, I should say, on Raji. Anor here with Pamitha. Back over to Headwind. But he shoulder smashes the defender. And Anor teleports back to the orb with the stowaway, quickly throws it in for 20. There's that Star Splinter. Helping Anor out on that occasion, but now the stowaway is gone. And his Failure applying pressure with Bertrude, but she's banished. Pamitha on the attack now for Anor. She's blocked and banished. Almer for Failure. Into the lava he goes. Suddenly it's Raji on the attack. Down he goes, and so does Bertrude. So does everyone. Opportunity here for Anor if she's quick. Able to throw it in for 20 with Headwind. And that race, or anti-race really, I guess, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, between two saluting savages where they both want to teleport to the orb to be the one to get it. On the other hand, generally speaking, whoever teleports first is going to be banished by the person who arrives there second. So they want the orb, but they don't want to be the first to get it. Or else they risk losing that exile. Or unable to connect with the throw from the stowaway, whereas Failure with Almer is able to get this one in for 20. And that's exactly what I was referring to. The double Savage Loot, both players teleporting to the orb, and it's whoever who arrives second who banishes the first person and therefore has a free orb to claim, more often than not. So it's a little game of game theory every time a round starts. But it's Failure plunging for 30 here, and suddenly Anor dropping down to 30. I mean, she is at risk here of going down if Failure can connect with Bertrude once more, but suddenly everyone down on Failure's side means there's an opportunity for Anor to get in for 20. With Headwind now, she might be able to finish this with one score, and not only that, Headwind leached for 10 Pyre life back on Anor's side. Now suddenly Anor has too much Pyre life for Failure to finish the job with one score. He would still need 2 now. Granted, that's one score. So now it's the one score game. Oh, and Failure still had the ace up his sleeve. The crone salutes. Anor can do nothing to stop him. And that means that is game.
Empire nearly was extinguished there, but no.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
All right, let's reset ourselves, but let us know if there's anything you'd like us to do for the next one. Path to Glory, says I wrote her. Okay, so our song is locked in. Anything else to go along with that, or will that be all? How do we make this path even more glorious? Well, it looks like that might be up to the players to figure out. So let's see what they have in mind.
The Night Wings shall now face the fate. Welcome.
All right, so
Who shall conduct the rites?
who shall conduct the rites? It is up to you. No requests from chat affecting your team composition here. You know what I'm just paying closer attention to for the first time here right now is on the hockey pucks, in the middle, there's that very light, almost white symbol of some variety. Is that the symbol of the Dissidents, since this is their home arena? Is that something else? Is there any significance to that? I never really gave it much thought before. But it is seemingly the same symbol on all of them, so it doesn't seem like it's a coincidence. L4 is tough. Oh, is that also kind of sort of blocked by Palmas? Wait, okay, so some of those symbols are definitely just the Pyre symbol. The top one and the middle one, but the bottom one is different. The bottom one's the same as all the ones on Honor's side there, and that was the symbol that I was looking at before, because that is not the Pyre symbol, that's something else. But I don't know what that is. Yeah, like maybe either you create a fourth row, as Phaler was suggesting, or you just bump Palmas down onto the third level next to Vorfrit and below Soxiana. Because it doesn't seem like there's much that would block when you just bump Palmas down a little bit further. These ones here, on Honor's side, these hockey pucks, that's definitely not the Pyre symbol. That's a different symbol. The top and the middle one on Phaler's side definitely is the Pyre symbol. But this symbol on Honor's side is definitely different. They are? Is it just the angle? Oh, you know, it's kind of the angle. They're kind of more stretched. But yeah, I can see it. If I turn my head sideways a little bit, I can still see it. Okay, yeah, you're right. It is just the Pyre symbol. Just a weird angle. Okay. And it's strange because it's a weird angle, but it's basically the same angle on the hockey pucks on all of the ones on Honor's side. Whereas for Phaler, he has a couple that look much more normal, and then he has one that looks more like the strange angle on Honor's side. So it's not just that they're weird, it's that they're consistently weird. In at least, you know, what, 4 out of the 6 cases? Headwind, final choice there for Honor. Phaler has gone double Kerr. He did that once earlier today, and he rounded out the team with, much like we're seeing here, a webbed Lanthorn Imp rather than going triple Kerr. Phaler with Dalbert. Honor almost able to bounce back. Phaler won the orb back and still had his Kerr right next to Honor's Pyre for the quick score. Phaler able to make it in once more here. And the prayer beads on Dalbert means he's back. And he's still going. Titan Tooth. Headwind brings back one teammate. Hamatha switches. And Rookie plunges for 15. Headwind just barely avoids that cast. Hamatha trying to bring him back and does. Switches over to him. And it is Headwind who plunges for 20. Dalbert plunges for 20 once more, and that drops Nor down to 20. One more of those. All that Phaler would need. But the can singularity that Anor, I would say snuck in, but it didn't quite go unnoticed. It did take effect there, and it was quite significant.
Hedwyn's aim was true.
Hedwyn this time throws for 15 rather than the full 20. But Anor keeps him for this round, that means, of course. Rookie had a bit of a head start, but ran out of stamina, so switched it over to Hamatha. Back to Rookie. Loops around the Pyre, but couldn't quite find the right angle. Now everyone down on Phaler's side, but those Curs, they do come back quickly. Quickly enough to make the defensive stop. But Phaler left the orb there. Hedwyn might have had an opportunity, but he still gets banished. Oh, and Phaler sneaks under the defender for the sneaky no-jump play. Good old-fashioned reverse psychology for the win.
The rite is complete.
GG. All right, well played, you two. And let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
I was gonna say, we've seen on a couple occasions now Phaler break out the double cur. Maybe Phaler was hearing a little too much about this whole curs, they're no good anymore nonsense, and said, well, give me just a moment here. Let me show them. The curs, they aren't so bad after all. Well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see or hear for this next one. Otherwise, we'll just set ourselves back to our defaults. Anor says, it has been too long. Been too long since our last Customize Off match, and that is a crime. So Customize Off it shall be. Randomize Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans. Could still do an arena, could still do a song, but just about everything else is locked in by the Customize request. Do we want to see or hear any of that other stuff? Or does Customize Off just about do it? Looks like we'll just leave it at that. Of course, we'll see what we end up with here.
The night wings.
Alright, ooh, it's the pit. Enduring Flame. Is that Orlek? That might be. It's a demon, a harp, and a crone for an Or. It is Orlek. It's Gareth, the Savage, Palmus the Sap, and Vorfrit, the crone, for Phaler. Of course, other details to be determined here. A Typhoon bottle, we know that much. That is slowing Phaler down, although he's close enough that he is still able to make it in for 25 there. And Anor had more Pyre life, which, for someone smarter than me, you could figure out what that means for the masteries on Phaler's crone. That is Orlek plunging for 25 for Anor. He is now gone for this round, though. Not that this round will last very long, as Phaler is once again plunging for 25 with his crone. Orlek has returned, that means, and here he is. Knocks back the defenders. Knocks him back again. Oh, and he is Righteous Flame for the Leech. It's 25 damage plus 10 Pyre life back. Bertrude denying the sapling placements, but he is eventually banished, and that leaves just Hamatha back defensively. Ooh, and Hamatha using the arena to gain some speed, buying just enough time for Anor to get back Bertrude, but she's gone now. Hamatha, though, has just returned. Phaler almost found a way around the harp defender. Hamatha trying to bounce off the walls, gain some speed. Sometimes it works. On that occasion, not as much. Phaler. Oh, Dying Flame means an extra 8 damage on his Savage Plunge there. Oh, and Phaler does have the Crone Salute, which means this is functionally a free score.
In goes the orb.
Alright, so some surprises from Mastery and also the Talisman standpoint. Orlek trying to get back to work here, but he is banished, and that means it is going to be a long wait for Anor to get him back. One of the downsides of Anor's team. Orlek, of course, the character with the longest banishment time in the entire game, and Crones also have very low hope. So that potentially puts Nora in a place where she might find herself defenseless if she's not too careful. So that is the case now. However, she does have that ability to prevent Phaler from sprinting, jumping, throwing, or using any other special abilities when everyone is banished on her side. So that's actually one of, if not the best way to counteract having a team that is very low on hope. So she lucked out there, of course, because this is a customized off team. She did not set this herself. It was randomized. But at least some synergy there with the Typhoon Bottle. Palmas taken out here. Hamatha. Build speed, bouncing off the walls. Runs out of stamina as well, though. Down she goes, but Orlek has finally returned. And he's back to trying to cause some trouble here. He's blocked, but banishes all of the defenders except Vorfrit makes a dramatic return to banish him, snake around all of the defenders, and wow, makes it in for a 25 damage plunge. Vorfrit for MVP. Palmas was trying to be patient, but Anor kept the pressure on. And now Phaler is defenseless, momentarily at least. Hamatha, though, needed to be careful because now Anor is defenseless. Here is the Tailwind Crest once again, or rather the Typhoon Bottle once again, helping Anor out. Preventing Phaler from making a quick advancement on Anor's Pyre while everyone was away. And 20 damage plunge from Hamatha. And now she is gone for this round, and that was Anor's best exile at coming back from banishment. Now everyone else takes a very long time, and Orlek's gonna be gone for a while, but everyone gone on Phaler's side. If Anor's quick, she could have capitalized on what might have been an otherwise very vulnerable situation. But I don't know if Typhoon Ball is gonna be enough to slow Phaler down here, because that respawn time is just so long that Phaler can take the win.
The scribes themselves surely have taken note.
GG.
The rite is done.
Well played, you two. And let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Yeah, for some reason, my brain keeps auto-completing, auto-filling Tailwind Crest as everyone's talisman. So, you know, Tailwind Crest is actually every talisman, apparently. Typhoon Bottle, though, was pretty clutch. Not quite enough on that occasion, though. So let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Every talisman is Tailwind Crest. It'd be good for the boat. Is there some holiday or something that makes sense for every character to be fast? Well, in the specific location where I live, yes, there kind of is. But it's a regional holiday, so probably not all that relevant for others. Pick a crest, any crest. Yeah, watch it be. You don't switch the icon for it. The art remains the same. So but you basically just change the function of all the talismans to be Tailwind Crest. So, you know, you could be looking at a nutrition stick, but it actually is a Tailwind Crest. You could be looking at a Star Splinter, but it actually has the effect of Tailwind Crest. Never to return Dissidence. Okay. Interesting song request here for my rotor. Anything else to go along with that? We're trying to get a a more universal dissidence theme here, or just the song? Just the song is all. Looks like that's it. So in that case, let's get back into the action.
The Night Wings shall now face the fate. Welcome.
All right.
Who shall conduct the rites?
Honor says she could do a couple more, then she'll probably be looking to switch out. All right, in that case, heads up, chat. If there is anyone who'd like to get in soon, Honor is looking to swap out in the relatively near future. Oh, there. Okay. Well, there is the Palmas, the greedy Palmas. So again, I have not tested out just how difficult it is to click on Tailwind Crest without clicking on Palmas. Let's see. Can Phaler do it? Can he do it? There. Surely that's safe, right? There you go. So yeah, my recommendation would be to move Palmas down on the selection screen.
We have a fix for this already. Yeah,
okay.
The fourth row exists right now. If you want to restart Pyre during your stream, we can actually patch this live.
Wait, what?
Show the world how amazing coders we are.
What? Are you serious? I don't need to make any changes to my mods whatsoever?
Accurate.
Hold on. We might need to do that. That's pretty crazy. We might need to test this. Does that work?
I just sent it to you. DM'd you the file. And exactly the same instructions as before. It's super easy.
Okay. Well, I mean, you have both already selected your once again, every talisman is Tailwind Crest. You've both selected your Star Splinters for this match, so maybe it isn't super relevant for this one, but maybe for the next one we could do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So is it truly like almost impossible to click on that talisman without clicking on Palmas accidentally?
It is relatively tough, yeah.
Okay.
I think with L4, it's pretty tough.
We were talking about a live fix to the position of Palmas in particular, so that he is not sabotaging any Star Splinter or L4 selections, as he has been trying to do thus far today. As we see right here. No L4 is safe. No Star Splinter is safe. No L4 is safe.
Messenger.
All right, here we are though.
Now begin.
Once again, the double savage salute. Tenor here with Barker though. Not quite enough to make it to the Pyre. It is fitting, I suppose, that at least Tenor has selected Barker when we have Never to Return Dissidence version as our song. But it is Phaler getting us started with a 20 damage throw. Both players teleporting. That time they both banished each other. So no savages are allowed, apparently. They both respawn simultaneously, of course. Here is Almer. And he throws it in. Good for another 20 here. This time both players hesitate a little bit before they do the savage salutes, trying to avoid having their savage get banished. Stowaway banished. Almer. Intercepted. Anor through her portal, but Barker's blocked and Titan Tooth stunned, no less. Still able to recover in time defensively. Stowaway. Failure intercepts and is now on the attack with Ulmer. And finds a way around the defender to throw it in once more. Once again, the delayed teleports from the Savages, or in some cases even no teleports whatsoever. When Anor eventually finds a way in with Barker there, and with the Astral Eye is dealing extra damage at the cost of that reduced hope. More importantly, no Barker for this round. And that means no anyone defensively for Anor at the moment. If Failer's quick enough, he has an opportunity here. Oh, and he has extra damage on his Imp. Not just the usual 15, but 25. That means suddenly one score, all that Failer would need here. In all likelihood, at least, assuming that it's a full damage score. Ulmer. He would have enough, but his throw was intercepted. Anor still has an exile next to Failer's Pyre. And so she's able to throw it in for 20. But Failer's still in range here. Barker. Fakes one way, starts to work around the other, but with no stamina. Failer able to stop Barker. Second attack coming from the stowaway, that is also thwarted. Now time for Ulmer. And there it is!
The fate prevailed,
GG.
and such a well-conducted victory it was. The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, and based on what Anor was saying before, it sounds like this might end up being her last match of the night, so if there is anything you'd still like to see between Anor and Failer, this might be our last chance to make that happen, and if there is anyone who'd like to get in at some point today, then we will probably be looking to get you in after this match. So with that being said, let me reset the song, but is there anything...
So Liz, if you do want to solve this issue right away.
Right, we could do that. So, does it...
I sent you exactly the file you need in Discord.
Okay.
All you must do is copy and paste, overwriting the file that's there right now.
Okay. Give me 1 second. 1 second, and I assume I should close Pyre when I'm doing this, probably? Probably for the best. Okay. Let's see. There is the file in question. Let me open up my file explorer. Let's see. Okay. Download this. Then put it over here is the correct spot. And that means copy it in. Oh, wait, I need to. Yes, confirm the download. Keep. There we go. That's why I wasn't doing it. Okay. File Explorer back up. Downloads. Let's see. Put you in here. Hold on. Get rid of the old one. And hold on. There we go. Now it should be good. theoretically, that should have done it. Okay. Let's boot Pyre back up. Hope my computer doesn't implode. Alright. Well, it launched. That's a good sign. And Nora's saying she could potentially swap out on this one right here. And Iverter says he is able to join. So we could potentially go... Phaler, are you good to stick around? Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm putting words in your mouth there, Nora, but that's what it sounded like from what... Oh, no, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. No, okay. Let's still do one more with a Nora and Phaler, because I think I jumped the gun a little bit there. Didn't mean to steal your last match away from you, Nora. My bad. My bad. All right. Let's get you back in then. Let's get the two of you. It looks like we've at least established that iRotor will be available to be the next person then. We'll just have our ceremonial final right between Honor and Phaler here in that case. Let me swap you guys around then. Tried to invite Honor first, so she'd still be player one, but I think we all know that remote play does not work that way. Logic, nah. You can throw that right out the window. There we go. Okay. So, was there anything that we wanted to do request-wise for this one? I mean, I feel like at this point we should be taking Palmas. And Tailwind, or every talisman is Tailwind Crest. Palmas and Star Splinter. Okay, Will the Scribes. Oh, and Lid's hitting the reset button. There we are. Wait, nope, other way around. There we are. Oh, that too. Okay, so hopefully the mod in question worked.
The fate shall now
Blade of Blue, which I don't think we've seen yet today.
Welcome.
All right, we have our fourth row. We have our fourth row,
Conduct the rites.
which starts after Udmilda. Okay. So hopefully, yeah, I mean, that's much further away from the talisman / masteries menu, so shouldn't have any of those types of issues. Oh, look, it's Tailwind Crest. Okay, now that one was obviously intentional. All right, it is Gilman for... Oh, right. I was used to Honor being on the left there, and I was saying to myself, wait a second, Honor voluntarily taking a worm first? That's a little bit strange. Maybe not that common for Phaler to be taking Worm first, though. Wait a second. Star Splinter? On Bertrude? And Web Lanthorn on Deluge? Alright, it's Nutrition Stick on Volfred. The pseudo Tailwind Crest. Oh, I wonder if Nor's going for a triple Tailwind Crest-esque team. Whereas on Phaler's side, it's triple Worms. It's triple Worms, which we have not seen anyone do for quite some time. Palmus. Is he gonna steal the Star Splinter? I mean, we all know he was very keen on stealing that earlier.
I mean, you know what? He wanted that for a while.
Give him a chance. That's all he wanted. Was just a little Star Splinter. We made a whole mod just to deny him that opportunity. Here is Volfred. Sneaking behind the Pyro. Almost looked like he got that throw off. Palmus. And Volfred. Volfred on the move, avoiding the cast there, but not quick enough on the throw. Speedy throws, of course. Well, that's Palmus' specialty, with his signature Star Splinter. Here comes Palmus, and there is the quick throw. Good for the full 25. That was interesting. Just something about the worm, tiny little worm, blocking a much larger crone as they went colliding straight into each other in a headlong collision. Gilman, elusive, but the throw is short. Volfred over to Palmus, back to Volfred. Palmus, throw is off. Phaler explodes, taking out Bertrude in the process. The orb remains unclaimed. Bertrude is back and in possession, and she plunges for 30.
Your victories are hand.
Lady River, her throw slightly short. Volfred just enough to avoid the cast, but not quick enough on the throw. Ooh, and Phaler with the Titan Tooth stun, and Banishment to follow it up. Plunges for 15. And Aura seemingly jumping over, but not into the Pyre, with Bertrude on that occasion. Of course, one score at this point, all she would need. Volfred. Slowly plodding forward. Phaler keeping an eye on the Pyre and making sure that Volfred doesn't blink straight in with that nutrition stick. Deluge. Sneaks around. Oh, and does get the throw in there for 11. Palmas. And now just Volfred for Nor. Doing just enough to avoid banishment until that moment. Virtue's quick return does not last long. Volfred venturing forward, but once again he needs the Star Splinter. The Palmas is hogging it. Taylor's throw is short and intercepted. Volfred thinking about it. And this time the throw does land. Good for 16. Not quite enough for Nor, so Phaler holding on here. Stuns Nor with Titan Tooth and now has won it back, although Nor with the exploding sapling does win back possession. Volfred, he's close, but not enough. Volfred and Palmas. Well shielded. And an Or's throw. Oh, it's intercepted. From that range, I might have thought that Sap throw would be unblockable, but it was not so. So Nor tries again here. But Phaler has it back. And Volfred first to the orb. And he's a quick one. And gets the throw. And gets the win.
The Night Wings prevail.
GG.
The scribes themselves surely have taken note.
No.
This night's proceedings.
No! You wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Until the next rite.
All right, hold on. Somebody's getting kicked. Somebody's getting kicked. I will not stand for this worm slander. Get out of here. She even denied me the opportunity to kick her. Oh dear. All right, well, Rotor has said he is interested in getting in here. Surely he is a respectful Worms player. Can't kick me if I kick myself.
No.
Hey, Rotor, how's it going? Let's get you in. Phaler, are you good to stick around?
Yeah, for a little longer at least.
Okay.
Others want to get in, they can.
All right, well, let's reset our song. Let us know if there is anything we'd like to do here. Rotor, can you just double check if you're player 1 or player 2? I assume you're player 2, but yeah, again, you can't really assume these things when it comes to remote play. Okay. And who would you like to be today? Withdrawn? Okay. Nice. Rotor. No more Nightwings. Withdrawn instead. Okay, nice. Not seeing any requests. Of course, this is going to be Rotor's first match of the day, so maybe we keep it simple for now. So let's jump in.
The fate shall
Oh,
confront
and immediately,
drawn.
it's Rotor's home arena.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Oh, my connection was bad.
Ooh, want me to uninvite, re-invite?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay. Let me do that now, then. Okay, invite sent. Oh, wait, what? Why is Pamitha fast? Huh? Why is she fast? Is it a reverse Titan Stars effect? But I don't know why that would happen. Oh no, yeah, you have the quickness. Okay, no. You're right. You're right. Saw Phaler hovering over it and I thought he was drawing attention to that being higher than it ought to have been. But I think we're good. And I think our rotor is in now, so you should be all set, Phaler.
Yeah. But my connector's still bad. I have to see.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
Exile.
Oh look, it's Star Splinter.
Exile.
Tailwind crest on. I'm just gonna not name a single talisman for the remainder of this stream. That one was not on purpose. That one was not on purpose that time. No more talismans will be named today. A nameless talisman. Followed by Soxiana with a nameless talisman. And then Hedwyn with a nameless talisman. Alright, here we are with our first match between Phaler and Eroder 4 today. Getting off to a nice banishing start. And that trend continues here as Phaler is momentarily defenseless and Eroder is quick enough on the throw. Cuts it a little bit short there, just 13. But does, of course, keep all of his exiles in by not plunging. Ooh, and Phaler, elusive, finds a way in despite having a defender close by. That means 20 damage from his harp. Forfeit banished. Hedwyn first to the orb. And series of banishments in front of Phaler's Pyre. And Eroder went for the strategic off-the-wall jump there. I know. Oh my goodness! That's the fastest harp I've ever seen in my entire life.
Such fervor.
If that wasn't Tailwind Crest, then I don't know how Phaler got that fast.
Cunning trick.
Someone clip that.
Glorious.
Right, I didn't see a harp, I just saw a blur, a flash of light.
A deftly thwarted drive. Oh.
Well, here is a harp. Fast, but not quite as fast as what we witnessed mere moments ago.
Perhaps the scribes are favored. Oh.
Perhaps the scribes do favor the O. Tizo. Against Raji. And against the wall.
There now.
Meanwhile,
Has doused the flame.
Phaler says, oh right, there's that whole pyre that I'm trying to plunge into. Eroder around,
Well, now that was
but
exciting.
banished. And the shoulder smash, courtesy of Hedwyn. as he zooms through the portal.
That one almost
I do respect these off-the-wall attempts from my rotor, as it has not just been a one-time thing, it has been a consistent effort to make it happen. As he brings back the team by stepping on the portraits, and through the portal he goes for infinite stamina on Vorfred, and off the wall and in. That's what he was looking for.
the withdrawn are now favored to prevail.
Alright, we have at least a couple of perspectives for the clips. We'll have to check those out. Now we'll just have two. We'll see which one we like better. Ooh, and I rotor. Some good portal plus can singularity strats, and suddenly has a little bit of time to throw that one in.
Forth into the flame.
Can't be too careful when it comes to these types of things. And I rotor with the crone salute. Failure unable to defend, so I rotor takes the win.
They brushed aside their adversaries without too much trouble.
GG.
The rite is ended.
All right, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Let us know if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one, but I think we will take a quick peek over at those clips. They're probably very similar. You know, one might start slightly earlier than the other and slightly later, what have you. But let's see. And for these all right, so here's version 1. And for the strategic off-the-wall jump there, I know. Oh my goodness! That's the fastest harp I've ever seen in my entire life. And for the strategic off-the-wall jump there, I know. Oh my goodness! That's version 1. That's version 1. Let's try version 2. Wait, where'd the link go? There we go. Version 2. Wait. Version 2. And I went for the strategic off-the-wall jump there. I know. Oh my goodness! That's the fastest harp I've ever seen in my entire life. So this one starts a little bit earlier, is the key difference, I think. I know. Oh my goodness! That's the fastest harp I've ever seen in my entire life. And they both end pretty quickly after the main part, so I don't know. I don't know which one is preferable, but thank you both for clipping what was an incredibly fast harp. So fast it made parallel universes? Probably. Yeah, one of them does have the RITE NITE in the title, which might make it a little bit better for getting the word out, what have you. But gotta go fast is the takeaway. Gotta zoom. It's almost like all of the exiles were using Tailwind Crest, or perhaps all the exiles consolidated their collective Tailwind Crests into a single super uber Tailwind Crest that harp had, and on that one occasion, it was faster than the speed of light. That's how I choose to interpret that. Alright, well, not seeing any requests for this next one, so maybe we just jump into it. The stars may have aligned, if you will. Oh, hold on.
The fate shall
Okay.
take on the withdrawn. Welcome.
We might be in for
Who shall conduct
a little more chaos of a different variety here. Last time we were on the boat earlier today, it was from not a customized off match, it was from a bot organized match, so it was random, but we could at least see in advance what it was going to be. It actually happened to be a fairly boat magic friendly setup, despite the players having no control over it. Now that the players do have control over it, we'll see to what extent they embrace the madness that is the boat. Talk about alternate universes. Ones in which The laws of physics don't quite add up. Well, we find ourselves here, on the boat. A place where gravity is nothing but a myth. Alright, so I believe that was triple demon on Phaler's side, wasn't it? Our Rotor has taken a demon, but has also gone with Volfred the Sap, and now an exploding Gilman. Alright, so here we go. We shall see how these teams fare on the boat. The most chaotic of arenas. Gilman explodes and creates some space here, as at least momentarily, Phaler was defenseless there. A little bit of time for Iroder to advance, although loses his sap. And Phaler, a little bit of extra airtime there. Nothing too crazy on that occasion, but the boat played a small role in that score. Dare I say, though, that we expect, nay, we demand more. We demand more on the boat.
United in banishment.
Okay. Aggressive plays there from my Rotor. Wins the orb back next to Phaler's Pyre. They're able to throw it in for 25. But we've not seen enough boat magic yet. Ooh, that could have been a decent one if Phaler had just a little bit more airtime to make it straight in on the jump, but of course landed just shy of the Pyre and had to walk it into that. Just doesn't feel quite as good. It doesn't feel nearly as much like a big slam dunk in that case. Phaler dispossessed and now banished. But has it back here. Oh, only to be banished once more by an exploding sapling. And Iroder once again with aggressive plays from his sap. But Phaler has boatloads of Pyre life. His Paleth for Iroder. Banished before she can make it in. Oh, and Phaler had a demon that was relatively close to Iroder's Pyre, but that demon goes down, and now it's Iroder's turn to make a move with his demon, Vids Paleth. No, that one actually was not brazen. Sometimes we might see some brazen scores, but that was not one of them. Ooh, the Titan Tooth stun.
Poor exile.
Now, of course, the biggest issue here is that Iroder currently finds himself demonless. I mean, granted, so does Phaler at the moment, as all of his exiles were banished, but we demand the demons. Vids Paleth against Vids Paleth. Whoa, okay, double Vids Paleth equals extra airtime, apparently. Perhaps we've unlocked the secret. Not bad in terms of heights, but once again, you'd just like to see those big jumps and directly in scores with no additional walking necessary. Jody for Phaler, banished. Vids Paleth for Iroder this time. Ooh, gets the double puddle. Double puddle to set it up. Okay. Okay, not bad. Not bad. And yeah, we've been experiencing a little bit too much worm hate today. I agree. I agree. Even the voice is pitching in on that. I do not approve. Ooh, that looks like there's going to be a fair bit of airtime and potential distance on that jump. Okay, that one wasn't bad. Quite a bit of height on that jump, even if it wasn't from that far away. The altitude is still important.
Now to the flame.
Ignarius for Phaler. Blocks. And stunned. However, it turns out that Phaler was the one who benefited most from that stun, despite how Iroder was the one who initiated it. Oh, but look at that dramatic Gilman double banishment for 2 demons that were right next to Iroder's Pyre. Big save from Gilman. But Phaler has it back. Oh, big exploding sapling play, and Phaler, everyone banished, and they are not coming back anytime soon. So Iroder takes the win.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted. Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, well played, you two.
Yeah, voice acting is great.
Until the next rite.
I mean, Logan is just so incredible at voice acting. Who's the person who does the 90, well, all the voice. I was gonna say like 99% of the voice acting for this, although technically there are other people who do the voices for the other characters who do not speak in English, but are still, of course, speaking, and of course there was some voice acting that went into that. But yeah, I mean, all of his performances on all the Supergiant games, from Bastion to Hades, and everything in between, very impressive stuff. Let us know if there's anything you'd like for us to do for this next one. Not seeing anything though, so maybe we'll just jump back in and see what random stuff we get here. At least for Arena and Song. Customize is still on. They can still select their teams.
The fate versus the
Ooh, which
withdrawn.
could make for an interesting match here.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Because Phaler's breaking out the canned singularity right off the bat here with Tizo. We'll see how Iroder chooses to respond, and the answer is the little canned singularity of his own.
Edwin.
Sacred Bond on Headwind so that he can step on players, or anyone can step on players' portraits to bring them back from banishment, which will help Phaler to activate that canned singularity.
Sir
And
Gilman.
Exploding Gilman is the second choice for Iroder.
Sir Deluge.
Exploding Deluge is the last choice for Phaler. And Sacred Bond, Power Casting Headwind. It's almost a mirror match. In truth, it's just different setups for Can Singularity. For Phaler, it's centered around Tizo and his portals like that. For iRotor, it is centered around Ulmer and his false step. So we'll have to see which strategy wins out here. It is Phaler getting us started off with a 20 damage plunge, that time from Headwind though. Not necessarily the quote-unquote designated scorer in most circumstances with this type of setup.
In goes the orb.
And neither is Tizo, but he throws it in for 11 nonetheless.
Now go.
And, well, there is the chaos of never-ending Can Singularity, seemingly. iRotor was the one who emerged from that chaos, but the chaos returned, and it is Phaler who ultimately scores at the end of it. iRotor with Gilman. The throw is short. The Can Singularity is activated. And there goes Tizo. But that means that Phaler is now singularity-less in this round, whereas the same cannot be said for iRotor. We'll see if that proves to be a difference maker. As that is iRotor activating it right there. But it is Phaler, once again, emerging from the chaos, this time with Seize Chance active for the extra damage.
Now end the ceremony.
And it does mean one score is potentially all that Phaler needs here.
Someone there proved to be a
Although, with Can Singularity, you never really know what's gonna happen next. As it is iRotor, with Seize Chance active on his worm, making that throw worth 25 rather than the usual 15. And that is a dangerous portal position for Phaler, although that gets reset as iRotor jumps in here for 20. Phaler goes straight in with Tizo, but with just 15 damage, that means iRotor still holding on with 2 Pyre life. Phaler. Can Singularity slowed him down a little bit here. Headwind trying to make a rush for it, and makes it in time.
The fate prevails.
GG.
A rite conducted with aplomb.
Well played, you two.
The rite is done.
Core trying to stir the pot a little bit, recalling prior statements that Phaler has made about that setup. Phaler wins with that setup and holds true to his
The
stance.
stars align.
Void bad. All right, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Oh. As apparently, we will jump straight back in.
My bad.
Oh, no worries.
The fate versus
I mean, it is on the
the
fall,
withdrawn.
so it is dramatic, at the very least.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites? Ulmer.
It is...
Also, I think I'm gonna swap out after this one if someone wants to take my spot.
Okay, so heads up if there is anyone in chat who would like to get in here. Phaler is looking to swap out fairly soon, so we'll be looking to get someone else in from chat. Was a Ninja Savage in the first spot for Phaler, and Nutrition Stick on Palmus with a Numbing Gust is the lead for iRotor.
Exile.
Webbed Lanthorn Raji for Phaler, second choice.
Demon.
Then Speedy Viz Paleth for iRotor.
Tay.
Vanishing Throws on the Stowaway is the final choice for Phaler. So he has double Savages here. See if that causes iRotor to rethink the strategy at all. He says the correct choice here is Web Lanthorn on Raji. So here we go.
Good. Commence.
Almer teleport to the orb and follow that up with a quick throw here, getting us started with 20 damage. Looking to repeat here, but this time he's intercepted. Does get a double banishment though. Teleports back to the orb, and on the second attempt, he will land it for 20.
The Fate seem to want their freedom more.
Third time, still works here.
Pyre's flame. Zap.
Almer back on it now, but this time intercepted. His Paleth banishes Almer though. And then he's banished, which brings back Almer. He's blocked and banished. And now Palmas straight in with the help of that nutrition stick. Does mean that he is now gone for this round though. Almer's throw intercepted from right in front of him as Fizzbleth was just hanging out there. Here is Fizzbleth. But banished. And now Raji versus Raji, as perhaps iRotor trying to stall a little bit to get some extra teammates here. The Numbing Gust takes effect, which does slow Phaler down, and perhaps does just enough to buy iRotor enough time to get back some defenders, but is now defenseless once more. Phaler does have that portal, which make it a little bit quicker to get to the orb. Is it quick enough, though?
Has gone in.
Yes, oh, set up still a full damage throw. As iRotor did get someone back at the very end there, giving Phaler a brief window to throw it in. Almer. Now the Stowaway taking Almer's place. She does not have the quick throws, though, so just 11 on that occasion.
To the adversary's flame.
Almer intercepted. And series of banishments. Now Stowaway. She's banished, though. That leaves just Raji for Phaler at the moment. At least until Almer's return. Almost. Approaches. Sidesteps. The throw is short. Almost is banished. And so is Almer. And the Stowaway at that. Fizzbleth just barely avoiding banishment on a couple of occasions there, but third time, Fizzbleth does go down. And now Angle is on for Almer. Not that time, though. But the Stowaway, trying to follow in Almer's footsteps. Portal for iRotor to go through with Fizzbleth, but Phaler still able to stop Fizzbleth. Stowaway, banished. Fizzbleth once again through the portal, only to be banished. Almer. Throw intercepted. iRotor through the portal. This time with Raji. And Palmas as well. Palmas out of stamina though. Fizzbleth going the old-fashioned way. Nearly banished all the defenders, but Phaler now back in possession. With Almer, no less.
Almer flung the orb.
Throws this one in for 20, and that drops iRotor down to just 4 Pyre life. Now, iRotor did take the Numbing Gust, which means he definitely doesn't have 50 rekindling. In fact, he has none, which means that score is game.
Prevailed. It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
GG.
The right is
Did anyone even use Void in that match? GG.
until the next right.
All right, well, Phaler said he was going to swap out for this one. And Core says he is available to swap in. So why don't we make that switch now? Let's see. Core, you are not showing up at the moment. Oh, Keela, how's it going? How are you? Thank you for the raid. We are doing some Mass Effect 3. No, that's yesterday. That's yesterday. Today we're doing Pyre. Today we're doing Pyre multiplayer. Wrong game, Lids. It's Pyre multiplayer. We are just getting a new player in here. Core, you're not showing up on Steam at the moment, unless you've renamed yourself sneakily. Looking for some Pyre esports? That is basically what we're doing here today. There you are, Core. Okay, here we go. Let's get Core in here. What were you guys up to? How was your stream? We're looking to get one more person in here as we're swapping out one player for another, and then we'll get things going. So if there's anything you guys would like to see for this next match, then let us know. We can make it happen. Core, did that invite go through? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, it did.
It did? Okay, great. Customize off. Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. So that means randomized exiles, randomized talismans, randomized masteries. Won't even get to see what those things are in advance. Just gonna get thrown straight into the action. So maximum chaos. Good choice. Good choice.
Wait, Core has 2 controllers and it's still Fade.
Core, you have 2 controllers?
Yeah, classic.
His secret strats are revealed. He actually uses 2 controllers. Devious. All right, but you're actually player 1, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. What triumvirate are you gonna be?
I'll just be Fire Hearts.
Okay. Let me set you up. You are now player 1, and you are no longer the Fate. You are now the Pyre Hearts. There we go. Okay. Customize off is the best. Love chaos. I respect it. Gotta respect that. Okay. All right, you guys ready then? Customize off match it is. Here we go. Did we just get the boat as well? We got the boat for a customize off match? Oh goodness. This could be great. For Core, it is a harp, an imp, and a worm. For Iroder, it is a crone, an imp, and a cur. Of course, all the other details will be determined by this match, as we don't get to see any. I think well, I don't know exactly when the stream crashed, but I think it was, Iroder made a crone plunge for 30, I want to say. It was at least one thing that I think people missed. There may or may not have been another score depending on exactly when the stream crashed, but that at least is one thing I know for certain. So, I'll give you guys a countdown before we get back into things. I'll give you a 3, 2, 1, go, and on go I'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. So, it is 30 Pyre life for Core, 70 for Iroder. Oh, and also apparently all the sigils and names went away when I restarted the stream. Okay, we'll fix that before the next one, but it is Core on the left for the Pyre Hearts. It is Iroder on the right with the withdrawn, in case there are any questions about that, as after the stream crashed. Apparently those things reset, but it is Core going through the portal to facilitate a 15 damage imp plunge here. Core sneaking around with his harp, good for 20 on that plunge. This, of course, was a customized off match in case we forgot about that, given the stream crash, but that means we don't exactly know what all the setups are for all the exiles from a talisman and mastery standpoint, but 20 damage from Iroder's Cur means that he is close here, might just need 1 score. That, of course, depends on if maybe there's a RITE NITE talisman that we did not previously know about, giving some unexpected source of rekindling. Oh my goodness, that is the biggest worm jump I've ever seen. 4. Quick throw this time, just 7 from his harp, but that is still quite important because it means he's within range here. 1 score now potentially would be enough for Core as well, but it would need to come from his harp, as everyone else has just 15 damage, but there is the harp, plunging for the win. GG.
Or you could say they managed to avoid defeat. The ceremony is complete.
All right, well played, you two. And let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
All right, and let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. I'll throw back on people's names and sigils just so we know who is who. Okay, so let's see. That should be Core. This should be... No, why does it have my name? That should be iRotor. Throw on their sigils while we're at it. Why not? There we are. Okay. Remember more dogs being burned when I saw someone play this. I mean, that's one way to phrase it. One way to phrase it. Perhaps chat is interested in seeing some curves here. Used to throw my dog in the pyre all the time. Yeet the pup. You know, context is important here. I would just like to remind people that we are talking about a video game in which it is possible for dogs to score by jumping into a fire when they have protective clothing that is fire resistant, okay? Just need to make that very clear. While wearing fire resistant clothing, no dogs were harmed in the making of this game. Wait, also, hold on. Should we take a look at this clip that Failer just shared? I love the URL for this clip, how it's Artistic Wolf Too Spicy, which is, assuming that it has something to do with curs/dogs, that is fitting. Even though that's a randomly generated URL, it is still kind of fitting. Hold on. That we did not previously... What do we have here? What moment are we reliving on this occasion? That we did not previously know about. Giving some unexpected source of rekindling. Oh my goodness, that is the biggest worm jump I've ever seen. The worm jump? It was a pretty big worm jump, if I'm being honest. I don't think I've ever seen a bigger worm jump than that. Unexpected source of rekindling. Oh my goodness, there was still some air there at the end. There was still some air. So if that was not the end of the arena, I think that Core would have gotten a little more distance on that jump. So I'm just saying, it was a pretty big jump. It was a pretty big jump. I think I stand by that statement. Wait, someone burned the stash off? How dare you? How dare you? Gasps. I agree. Okay, well, not seeing any requests from chat other than various people talking about dogs/curs. So, you know, interpret that however you will. Whether that means that you ought to take some curs or not, that's up to you, I suppose. You didn't, but perhaps someone else did. Ooh. Throwing that someone else under the bus, I see, and by that someone else, I mean someone that you explicitly named. So there's no ambiguity to that statement whatsoever. Chat said the stash made him look... Whoa. Hold on. Now we have some accusations flying around all over the place. There is a dog on iRotor's team now. Perhaps iRotor can set things straight here. To cur or not to cur? That may be the question.
Messenger imp.
In fact, not just one. Make that 2 doggos on iRotor's side. Now, does Core choose to go in that direction, or does he ignore the talk, the rumors, the speculation? All the buzz around the Curs. Core doesn't have time for that. Alright, but it appears as though it will not be triple Cur on iRotor's side, as that is an imp in the last spot, but here we are. So at least on iRotor's team, we do have a couple of Curs. Core went Curless. Here is the Cur, this time getting blocked and banished. Rookie, the only wait, what? Dalbert now, using his hopping strats to make it in, and with a little bit of extra damage there, 28 rather than the usual 20. But no prayer beats means that now there's no Dalbert for iRotor. Rookie's back, only to quickly get banished. So it's just Raji at the moment for iRotor. He stalls until Rookie does make his return, but he's out of stamina. Once he gets it back, makes a move. He's blocked and banished, though. Core eyes the portal, which was right on top of iRotor's Pyre for what was functionally an automatic score from Snadra. Snadra now gone in this round, though. So Core playing down one character, make it down every character at the moment. So plenty of time for this doggo to plunge for 20. Big explosions. Manly making moves for Core, not for long though. iRotor did have a portal, but Core saw it coming. Snadra. Ooh. Threw down the orb so that he could try to banish iRotor. iRotor said, I'll take that, thank you very much. Went in for a 28 damage score. Snadra now, perhaps looking to exact some revenge.
Sandra's aim was true.
Throws for 20, leeches 10 Pyre life back for Core. Snadra once more. Once again gets rid of it to set up a cast. Although Snadra goes down.
A bit of a blunder.
Snadra is back. On the attack, but stopped short. iRotor through the portal. Oh, and looked like he was there. Couldn't quite get the finishing touch from his Cur on that occasion. Snadra, however, can. Once again, 20 damage and 10 leech for a net 30-point score. And iRotor nearly wins the orb back right next to Core's Pyre, but Core now playing it safe, hanging out within the aura of the sapling. But iRotor did get it back, and does make it in with one of those Curs.
The withdrawn gained the upper hand.
Snadra banishes one, gets the orb back, plunges once again. 20 damage, 10 leech, and now with iRotor down to just 20 Pyre life, one more of those could be game. Manly locks the defender on a couple occasions, moves the sapling a little bit closer, but can't get close enough to get within throwing range.
Patience, reader.
Everyone down momentarily on Core's side, but that was all the window that iRotor needed to make it in there. And now one score, potentially enough for iRotor once he gets his higher damage Cur back. Actually, no, I should take that back. Any exile from, Rookie at least would be able to finish it with a plunge, I should say. Don't believe Raji has any additional sources of damage from anything, but oh, well, it would have been enough damage. If not, for Core's rekindling, he has a full 50 on the second life bar, so Core is far from done here. And of course, does still have some leech potential remaining with Snadra if he can score once more with her. No one back defensively for iRotor, and that means that Core will take the win.
perhaps they do deserve their freedom after all.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see us do for the next one. So we had a sort of Kerr match for that one. At least Iroder took a couple. Core did not take any. That was, of course, purely of the players choosing. There's not any specific requests requiring that they take Kerrs on that occasion. And if we don't have any requests for this one, oh wait, but hold on, we do. Hold on, we do, and it is another customize off. Once again, means randomize exiles, masteries, talismans. Won't get to see what those things are in advance, just gonna get thrown straight into the action. So we're gonna have to do a bit of a guessing game to figure out what it is that the players have for their setups. Core, I don't know if he's ready. I don't know if he's ready. Based on his facial expression here, I don't know if he's ready. Could still do an arena, could still do a song. Anor will go for something. Okay, let's see. What song fits this situation here? Never to return withdrawn version. Okay. All right then. And Phaler will put us at the book for the location. All right then. Let's get started.
The Pyre Hearts.
So what will be the setups? For Core, it is double Kerr. Well, all right, Core. You'll be getting your Kerrs after all. One demon is his final character, and then it is one savage, one nomad, one crone for Iroder. All the other details, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, and Core just barely able to sneak in that throw past the defender for 9 damage. And suddenly, oh, for a moment there were no defenders. That throw looks short from Iroder. So Core has it back. And looks like he has the automatic passing talisman. Because he did automatically pass the orb when he got that exile banished, but Iroder's still able to make it in for 20 with the stowaway. No prayer beads on her, so she's gone for this round. And there's a big 25 damage Orlek plunge from Core. That was not just any old demon, that was Orlek. No prayer beads on him either, though, so he's gone for this round. And, well, so is everyone except for Barker at the moment. Just as he's about to make it toward the Pyre, Iroder gets some defenders back. Core blocks, but banishes. Oh, and has explosive temper. Okay, so a bit more of a defensive Kerr, if you will, in that case, at least with that one. Oh, and stowaway. Straight in with that 20 damage plunge. And Stray Dave, thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We did get it was a random double tox as well for the person who chose not to take dogs last time, which I find particularly fitting. A lucky break for him in more ways than one, perhaps. Orlek is back, only to be banished though, and that means Core has the painful 30-second wait before he returns. Oh, and Iroder just left the orb right in front of his Pyre there. Core picked it up on that silver platter, took it in for a plunge, and now Core back at full strength, including with Orlek, who has Celestial Spike, so he can banish with those throws. Knocks back the defender to set up the winning plunge.
The Pyre Hearts prevail. Their pyre
GG.
burns, whilst that of their adversaries is but ash. The rite is done.
Oh. We've had many statements today proclaiming what is good and what is bad. I think few would dispute, though. Orlek, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good character. Pretty powerful. Didn't even realize it was Orlek until you jumped with him and saw that he went flying. Alright, Core needs a minute here before he is ready to resume, so let's just reset to our defaults, but let us know in the meantime if there is anything we're looking for our next match, and you know, maybe this is an opportunity to do something a little bit crazy while Core is away and we can surprise him with something he's not prepared for. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. It wasn't my idea. It was yours. Totally. I was just voicing it. I mean, of course, otherwise we can just not do any particular requests, and that would mean we'll just have the players take whatever they want. That does always work, but I'm just saying, we have an opportunity here, if you know what I mean. Not seeing anything at the moment, though, request-wise. It would not appear as though we have anything in particular we're looking for just yet. In that case, we'll just wait for Core's return, and then we'll hop back in. So what do we think? We saw Curs, a couple of Curs on Iroder's side when we were talking about the Curs. Then we had 2 Curs show up randomly on the side of the player who chose not to take Curs initially. What kind of Cur presence will we have in this next match? Does that mean both players use 2 Curs? Does that mean neither player uses any Curs? Alright, Core's back. That means we're ready to go. Let's get going. Chat definitely has not made any requests to affect this upcoming rite.
The Pyre hearts shall confront.
And we are at the fall.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Definitely no requests whatsoever affecting your team compositions here. Nothing that you need to be concerned with at all.
Why are you saying it like that?
Oh, I don't know.
What happened? What? Tell me.
Oh, no, nothing. Nothing happened. Don't worry about it. You tell him, chat. Nothing happened, right? He has nothing to be concerned about whatsoever. There definitely is not about to be some dramatic surprise in this upcoming match.
Choose someone.
Scaring me.
Oh, look, it's Tailwind Crest. Oh, look, it's also Tailwind Crest. I mean, Aquila basically just predicted the talisman. That's more or less exactly what the talisman looks like. It's just a fireball. Now, of course, just burning all of his scribe snuffs. Snadra, I hate to break it to you, but you might have a problem here. We might need an intervention.
There's not enough. I need more.
Man used all of them up immediately. Insane. What's up, Kelsey, or how's it going? How are you? Prayer beads on Dalbert. Second choice there for Iroder. Then Ignarius with the extra banishment time is the final choice for Core. And Iroder will finish with an exploding Gilman. Alright, here we go. It is a race of the crones, at least initially here. Iroder with that exploding Gilman. Does just that.
The orb slips from your clutches.
Bertrude for Iroder straight in. And good for 30 damage. Now, as we saw there, Core took the extra starting Pyre life, so still looking at a 100 to 100 match at the moment, at least until Core gets this 16 damage crone throw.
Gained an edge.
Core wins that Duel of the Crones this time, gets the throw off just in time. 10 damage before getting banished. You are in the right place for some Pyre matches. Good to have ya. Oh, and Core. It's all Bertrude right now. Bertrude on both sides at that. As here comes Iroder with Bertrude. Oh my word, plunging for 30. Except now, Iroder is Bertrudeless, which, as we previously established, since that is the source of both players' power, that could be a problem. Now both players without Bertrude, though. Ignarius for Core, blocked, banishes one defender, banished by the second. Now Dalbert for Iroder. Ooh, finds a way to weave around the defense and in for 20 here. And that means that Bertrude will return.
Dude,
She
look
is
at that banish
banished.
time. Look at that banish time.
Ooh, that is a very long banish time. Core is not wrong. It'll be a little while until Iroder sees Bertrude again.
How fortuitous. Bertrude banished.
And in the Battle of the Bertrudes, that means that at least for that round, Core will emerge victorious. As for the next round, though, here comes Iroder with Bertrude.
Deftly thwarted.
Not quite enough to get the job done, though. Higgy slowly plods forward, and Dalbert had lost patience for that. Bertrude.
Thoroughly banished.
Well, some things never change.
And it is done.
Bertrude's scoring certainly doesn't.
The Pyre hearts prevail.
GG.
But you missed my no
Did
customize.
victory it was. The rite is complete.
Wait, I did or Lids did?
Lids did.
Okay. I'm confused. Is that what he was referring to at the
Until
beginning?
the next rite.
Wait, you didn't notice the difference?
I'm so confused.
Well, let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. I mean, as we know, we significantly modified the previous match. Iroder's request? Right, we should do Iroder's request. Anything else? Oh wait, Iroder, you requested Arena as well, didn't you? What else did you want? We have wait.
What? No customize.
Surviving Exile's the song coming from Anor. Didn't you request Arena as well, I wrote her?
No.
Okay, if you say so. Well, in that case, if there is an arena that anyone else would like to request, that is still up for grabs. Otherwise, we have everything else accounted for here. Customize off, so randomize exiles, masteries, and talismans. So all those things are locked in. Looks like this will be it, though. So let's get started.
The Pyre Hearts.
Okay, it's the nest. It is sap, demon, worm for core. It is demon, nomad, worm for Iroder. So actually, some similarities here, at least from an exile standpoint. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of banishment. And that's also a long respawn time for all of Core's exiles, so even if it took a little while with that numbing gust active for Iroder to set up that score, still plenty of time to make it happen. Okay, Luminous Idol we just saw on Deluge for Iroder, I believe, so that's talisman confirmation on at least one of the exiles. Don't know if we've seen anything else confirmed just yet, at least for talismans. There is Core plunging for 30 with his demon. That now means Vids is gone for this round, as she does not have prayer beads. Iggy for Iroder. Trying to knock back the defender to create some space, but gets dispossessed instead, although suddenly might have a little bit of room to work with here. He makes it in for 30. Worm versus worm. Into the lava goes Deluge, though. Oh, and Typhoon Bottle on Snadra. So actually both players have a way to prevent the opposing team from doing anything if everyone is banished. So that's an interesting little wrinkle. As Iroder throws it in for 15 with his worm. And that means one more score potentially. All that Iroder would need here. There's a chance that Core has some rekindling, but I think it was Numbing Gust rather than Typhoon Bottle on his end that prevented Iroder from sprinting previously, which would mean that at most it would be 10 rekindling for Core. Unless he also has a talisman that doesn't. There is one talisman that can do that, as Core throws it in for 15. Still a lot of unknowns here, of course, as is often the case with customized off matches. Iroder quickly banished. Snadra banished as well. There's the Typhoon Bottle acting, momentarily, except that Iroder also has a worm who automatically comes back when everyone is banished, which basically means Typhoon Bottle is a talisman that is doing nothing at all. So that's not great news for Iroder. There is technically a niche circumstance in which it could still activate if the last exile banished is Deluge, but that may not happen all that often. Because Deluge will come back in most circumstances. Iggy. Demon versus Demon. Vids wins out for Core. Not for long, though. Manly. Versus Ignarius. Ignarius wins that duel. Only to be blocked by Lady River, who's now making moves, and throws it in for 12. It was a Typhoon Bottle, wasn't it? I mean, I know I've been misnaming talismans all day today. There is the one circumstance in which Typhoon Bottle will activate for Iroder. There's at least 3 other times when it would have activated, but his worm automatically came back instead.
Farewell, Sandra.
Now, multiple people landing in the lava, temporarily taking them out, but that leaves a little more space for Core to throw this one in for 11 with his worm. orb relatively safe within the confines of Core's sapling.
More banishment for some.
Let's Core get a little more aggressive here, but that is once again the one circumstance in which Typhoon Bottle will activate. Still not quite enough to stop Core, though. And that means that iRotor is now sitting on 27 Pyre life, and so suddenly it is possible that Core could finish this with 1 score, either from his demon, who is currently banished for the remainder of this round, or a full damage score from Manly could also do the trick as well. But as we were saying, a demon score from iRotor could be sufficient, depending on if Core has any rekindling. That much is still a little bit uncertain. Now that 13 damage is actually fairly significant from Core, because now it means that any of his exiles have enough damage to potentially finish it. So he no longer needs to be picky. At least if it's full damage, and it is from his worm.
The Pyre Hearts prevail.
So the Pyre Hearts prevail.
Victory so narrowly achieved, and thus more glorious.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Well played, you two.
Until the next rite.
Let's head on back and let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like for the next one. If not, we'll set ourselves back to our defaults here. Oh, the back and forth continues. Not seeing any requests from chat right now, though, so it may mean that we're just going to have the players take whatever they want for this one. So why don't we jump back in, then?
The Pyre Hearts versus the Withdrawn.
And this time we're at the spring.
Welcome.
And no requests means you can take whatever you'd like
Who
here.
shall conduct the rites? Sir Gil.
For Core, that means an exploding Gilman lead. Whereas iRotor will go with a Prayer Beads Almer. Core now going with Snadra with extra starting Pyre life and the ability to step on his teammates' portraits to bring them back from banishment. Definitely not noticing anything with Core's setup.
Thank you, Liz. That's what I want to hear.
Leech on Dalbert. I wonder what might be coming next. Oh my goodness! I did not see this coming. False step on a canned singularity stowaway. So when the stowaway comes back from banishment, she will suck in neighboring exiles like a vacuum cleaner, and if they get within the range of her aura, they will be banished in the process. iRotor goes for the Web Lanthorn Raji, and here we go in what could prove to be an extremely chaotic match. Oh, and that was Seize Chance active on Gilman, so 10 extra damage for a total of 25 on that plunge. And Almer just sneaks in under the defender. Now, he had prayer beads, so he is coming back even after that plunge. That is Core, who won the orb on that occasion. Has it here with the stowaway. But she is quickly banished, only to be brought back, activating the Can Singularity. And momentarily defenseless is Iroder, which means opportunity for Core to throw it in for 15. Oh, and that was some serious mobility from Dalbert there. The entire length of the arena, setting up a 20 damage plunge. That was a big jump from the stowaway as well, hopping in for 20 here. Iroder teleports to the orb only to quickly be banished. Dalbert has it back though. This time, his big jumps are thwarted as he gets shoulder smashed by Snadra, and then Gilman able to throw it in for 18. Part of the extra value from the Seize chance. Snadra banishes one, then gets banished by the second defender. Almer, little bit of extra real estate here, and goes for a black magic jump, but not enough to fool Core. Stowaway, banished, brought back, and huge hand singularity value there. Banishes all of the defenders and sets up an uncontested 20 damage throw. Almer shoulder smashed, and with just 12 Pyre life remaining, one score, potentially all that Core might need here. Has it back with the stowaway. Has room. Hesitates. Gets banished, but has it back with Gilman, who's banishing one defender right in front of the Pyre. Has Seize Chance active now that he needs it. The throw is off target. He actually catches it and plunges to get the win.
And what a crushing victory it was.
GG.
The right is
No, that
ended.
is not the right pick for that.
All right, well played, you two. Let's head on back, and Iroder already has... Oh,
Stars align.
yes. Has a couple of requests here. You said that Exiles was not what you had in mind. Was it the customize off that you... I mean, you could use that. I mean, it's the same cost as Song or Arena, so if you want a Song or Arena, you can do it if you'd like.
Not really.
Okay. No preference from Iroder. Lots of customize off today, though, and we will have more of it here. We could do an Arena or Song if that is of interest to anyone. Otherwise, we'll just jump in and keep those random. Not immediately seeing anyone looking to do that, though, so why don't we start this one up?
The Pyre Hearts.
All right, we are back at Iroder's home arena. It is Crone, Imp, Harp for Core. Double Cur once more, once again on a customized off match, along with one Harp as well on Iroder's side. Oh, and okay, extra damage coming from the Mastery on Core's Imp, so that's one little detail we now know. Soxiana. It's a Harp duel. Now both Harps gone now, and, well, at least until they return, and suddenly they're the ones, once again, making the attacks. That looks like a potential... Whoa, that's a very fast Harp! I don't know if that was quite as fast as the one we saw earlier today, but it might have been kind of close. It wasn't that far away. We have seen some bullet Harps today. Everyone banished on both sides. Iroder the first to get someone back, though, and has a few seconds to spare, but some hesitation here. Wasn't sure who to go with that score. Did still end up having time, though. Might have otherwise been able to get a throw if he had been a little more decisive with it, but got the 20 damage nonetheless. Core a little bit off target with this plunge, but we'll give it to him. Tizo. We've established he does have 25 rather than the usual 15 damage, but he's gone. And that means no one back defensively, which means opportunity for this time 20 damage from a throw from Iroder, so now he does keep all of his exiles for this next round. Hamatha can't quite make it in that time round, but the follow-up effort from Delbert, slightly short on that. Soxiana for core. Thought about it, then retreated. Perhaps looking to build up some speed to launch a quick attack. Still blocked, though. Tries again, does make it in. Plunges for 20, and now one more score like that would be sufficient for core, barring unexpected rekindling of some variety, most likely from a RITE Light, but it is Iroder plunging next for 20, and that means 2 scores for Iroder, potentially all that he would need. Oh, double banishment from Tizo, but a timely return for Dalbert, potentially saving the day there with that move. Core's not giving up yet. He's back at it with Zoxiana, but so is Iroder here. Oh, an off-the-wall elusive maneuver from the Crone, setting up the winning throw.
Their fire burns, whilst that of their adversaries is but ash.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
All right, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Yeah, that's true. If anyone else wants to get in the action, we could potentially get someone else in here. Let us know if anyone would like to hop in here. Let's just reset ourselves to our defaults while we're at it. Live too far away to play online? Well, I mean, for what it's worth, we do have some people from Europe who are currently playing and have been playing earlier today, so it's not as if, you know, everyone is right next to me and has minimal lag. Yeah, Nora's like, well, you see, the thing is, I'm not exactly right next to Lids. So if you're interested, I wouldn't let that hold you back, is all I'm saying. Yeah, and Nor and I are literally like 2 blocks away once you add halfway the distance across the globe. Yeah, no worries. You know, not that it has to be right now, but... Ah, Argentina, nice. Nice. Yeah, and as Failer's just saying there, we've had some people from South America before. Not as much as of late, but yeah, we've had people from, like, Peru, I think, and whatnot. Alright, but it sounds like, at least for now, we will perhaps look to keep these 2 in, and it is getting a little late, so maybe this might end up being our penultimate, right? Our second to last one, in which case, if there is anything that we would like to see between these 2 before we go into our final liberation, right, then this would probably be our last chance to make that happen. So, anything you want to see, let us know. It's your last chance. Not seeing anything, though, I don't think, so might still mean we're leaving this one up to the players here. Alright then, that works too.
The Pyre hearts shall take
And we're back at the
on
book.
The withdrawn. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
And there are not any requests, and therefore you may take whatever you would like here. And Core making a statement right off the bat with a speedy Volfred. I wrote her going the prayer beads route with Almer. Oh no. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Has Core been brushing up on his RITE NITE history here? What's he up to? What's he doing? He's half setting up a bunch of characters. Ultimately, settles on the legendary Crone Talisman for Udmilda to cast through barriers. Leeching Dalbert, second spot for Iroder. I don't know about that. On the same team? Speedy Volfred and quarterback Manly? Working together. Ooh. I have some mixed feelings about this. For those of you who didn't know, this was the origin of our first ever RITE Club Civil War, was Speedy Volfred versus quarterback Manly. Core has taken both of those characters, but they are on the same team, despite being bitter rivals. I don't know how I feel about this.
Speedy Volfred is the center for quarterback Manly.
Well, they all get banished, and that might be some divine judgment from the scribes.
Alma doused his adversary's flame. Now then.
As Iroder plunges here once again for 20, this time with his Cur. And teleports with Almer. Looks to jump straight in, but blocked. Manly, they don't call him quarterback for nothing. He has that kind of range. He has that kind of range. Ooh, and a little bit of black magic that time successfully pulled off on the jump from Iroder.
Right is nearly
The right is nearly ah.
none left unscathed.
Manly. I mean, we were saying it before, and it remains true. Everywhere is within range for Manly.
Was dangerous.
That time, Almer unable to make it all the way through. Volfred. Big explosion, clearing out some space for another Cur plunge, but there's 50 rekindling.
Each pyre now burns no more brightly than the other.
And Iroder following up with another plunge here. And Manly. Full Fred. Back to Manly.
Banished.
Not for long, though.
No sign
Everyone now down on Core's side. The Numbing Gust is active, so Iroder unable to sprint, jump, or throw, at least until Core got somebody back, and as soon as that happened, we saw Iroder jump in, and that means one more score would be all it would take for Iroder, since we've already seen the second life bar show up for Core. There's another big sap throw.
A mere attempt.
But there it is, the final score for Iroder.
Dawn prevailed. Their adversaries must be rather shaken after that.
GG.
The right is ended.
Well played, you two. As the disputes continue, this type of character bad, this type of character good, this talisman bad, this talisman good. Rip caps lock as well, apparently. Alright, well, this perhaps is where we can make some determinative statements, because this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. That means we'll be at the Fall of Solium, we'll be turning that sermon intro on, and we'll be going for Never to Return version of the Withdrawn. No requests from chat for this one. Okay, we can at least agree that Cap's bad. That much we can agree on. This will be our final ride of the night. No requests from chat for this one. Both players just taking their preferred teams to finish things off in style. So, without further ado, let's get going.
Why, hello, exiles. You stand upon the Fall of Solium. Here you may yet prove your worth. May further shame befall whomever fails. Higher hearts stand ready. The withdrawn stand prepared. Who shall conduct this rite?
Alright, as we were saying, this will be our final ride of the night, our liberation rites. No requests from chat for this one. Both players just taking their preferred teams.
Sir Gilman.
For Core, that means distance throwing Gilman, or rather distance jumping Gilman with the legendary Worm Talisman. Prayer beads on the saluting Almer.
Can you re-invite me?
Oh, yep. One sec. Let's get Iroder back in. Invite should be on its way. Okay, Core is checking in on the stats. The in-depth scouting report on his potential team here.
I gotta check the lore.
Must be lore consistent with what he is trying to do. As he goes for a power casting Snadra in the second spot. Iroder, after taking the saluting Almer with prayer beads, now for his second choice,
Dalbert.
will take extra Pyre life on Dalbert. Final choice for Core is a Stunning with Titan Tooth Pamitha using the, or was it Zoxiana rather? With the salute as well to switch places with the closest ally. And same setup for Iroder. Alright, so here we go. Our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. Core on the left representing the Pyre Hearts, and Iroder on the right representing the Withdrawn. Best of luck to you both.
The withdrawn hunger to prevail. Absolution. Now go on, just once more. And there it is.
And there it is.
Withdrawn have proved
GG.
their worth.
With a black magic jump to finish things off.
Room for doubt. Thus ends the Liberation Rite.
Well played, you two. That was, as we were saying, our Liberation Rite, our final rite of the night. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. I'm gonna hop out of Discord, but I will catch you guys next week.
Hey, go on. Look at the other channel.
Oh? Oh?
Classic.
Hold on. What has happened? What has happened? There, I see clips. I see highlights.
The voice channel.
Oh no.
The name.
Oh no. No! 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 I won't stand for this. I won't even show this. They're making silly little statements in a different voice chat by naming it something that makes no sense whatsoever. You should completely ignore it. It means nothing. It means nothing. I'm going to leave. Goodbye. All right, hold on. We must kick them out. We must kick them out of Pyre. Get out of here with this nonsense. I will not stand for it. I will not stand for this nonsense. All right, but as we were saying, that was our final Rite of the Night, our Liberation Rite. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the RITE Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. That's where we're doing all the coordination for this type of stuffs. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights. My streaming schedule is Fridays, we're doing Mass Effect 3, Fridays is Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer, Saturdays is Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, Sundays is obviously Pyre, and then Lids Vids on YouTube as well, posting the VODs for all those streams, so if you missed anything, you can catch it there as well. Also doing some Gwent videos, the Witcher-themed card game, in addition to a whole bunch of other stuff you can check out there as well. If you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get a notification for when I go live. You can also follow me on Twitter at LidsVids. I post there when I go live as well, but actually the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my own Discord, which you can do by clicking on that is not anywhere near how you spell the word Discord. Hold on, let's try. No, that was not going to be correct either. Is that right? That's right. There we go. That's how you spell that word. So that link right there will take you to the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids, my own Discord. But that's going to be it for me for tonight, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.